Hi LinkedIn, it's Jeannie with Argy, a certified financial planner and senior 401k advisor, and we are going to mix it up this week because it's Thanksgiving week. And I know that most of you, as you identify those top 3 things that you're grateful for, you'll probably include your family in that. And as a CFP pro, we get asked about so many different things, and one of those is life insurance. So I thought this would be a really good week to kind of visit that. I think people overcomplicate it. There's a lot of choices, they get confused, and so I'm just going to simplify it, right? For those of you just getting started out, I'm going to simplify it for you. So the question is, do I need life insurance? And there's 2 questions that I'm going to pose back to you. The first is anybody financially dependent on you, right? Like, do you financially support anybody? Parent, child, spouse, whatever it is, does somebody depend on you financially? The second thing is, if you pass, would you be leaving behind any significant debt? Right? And if the answer to either one of those questions is yes, then yes, you need life insurance. Now, we get asked all the time, well, how much? Life insurance is typically sold in increments of, I would say, $250,000. And we're going to look at a certified financial planner, a planner at Argy. We're going to look at 3 things primarily. The first is, what debt would you be leaving behind? Most people would want that covered. The second is, do you have any substantial goals? And the one that we tend to hear the most is children's education. Like, they want to make sure college would be paid for. And then the third is some type of income replacement, right? So if you have a stay-at-home partner, a stay-at-home spouse that relies on your income, we're going to have to replace that if something were to happen to you. Now, I tell people all the time, I can come back and definitely give a financial answer to this question, but you need to realize that there's also an emotional side. Just like we have different risk tolerances when it comes to investing, we actually have different risk tolerances when it comes to insurance. Some people want just bukus of coverage so they don't have to worry about their family. Others come back and say, I don't want to be worth more dead than alive. And both of those are right. Those are both okay. But you will have to kind of weigh the financial answer with the emotional answer when deciding how much to get. Now, if you're just starting out in financial planning, you probably have a whole lot of goals, a whole lot of competing goals, and not that many resources. So most likely, you're probably going to be better off just getting a term policy. You'll get a lower premium for more death benefit. Basically, you're going to get more bang for your buck. Now, I will say, as you age and you start to enter some more advanced planning stages, there are some really, really cool things we can do with permanent insurance, permanent life insurance. But again, just starting out, probably lean towards the term route. Again, you'll get more bang for your buck. So it's benefit season, and I could not leave this video without addressing a couple of things on the benefit side because you're all probably looking at those benefits right now. So group life insurance is what is offered through your employer, and it's really great for anybody who maybe has some medical underwriting issues or a medical history. If you can't secure individual coverage, then group coverage is an easy way to get that because typically you don't have to go through medical underwriting, so that's a plus. The downside of the group coverage is if you ever leave your employer, you don't get to take it with you. So that is why I like to see clients get their own contract outside of work. The other thing, I see this all the time, is people tend to get lured in by the AD&D coverage, right? So accidental death and dismemberment insurance is typically offered through your employer, and it always looks a lot cheaper. And I always tell people, listen, it's cheaper for a reason, okay? AD&D policies will only cover you if something happens in an accident. And if you look at the leading cause of death, accidents are number 4. So you're definitely much more likely to have an illness or something happen like that. In addition to the fact that it has to be an accident, there tends to be a lot of fine print. So it's definitely typically not going to cover anything that is drug or alcohol related, any accidents that involve those, any acts of war, suicide, some even rule out complications from surgery. So just leave it to say that you have to have a certain type of death to even, or impairment to even qualify for it. And then there tends to be a lot of fine print on top of it. So when you decide how much life insurance you need, don't consider your AD&D policy as a part of that, because I really and truly personally don't see it as a replacement to life insurance. So this is definitely one of those things that is cheaper the younger you are. So as you're doing your financial planning and you're getting everything in place, don't push off the life insurance, right? Do this for your family. Go ahead and get it taken care of. Once it's in, you've got your coverage, you're good to go. And so we're all super thankful for our families, and this is one way to make sure that they're taken care of if anything happens to us. So that's it for this week. I will be back next week with another video. I hope you guys all have an amazing Thanksgiving and a wonderful week.